All right, so we're going to do another, we're going to practice some more factoring when A is not 1. So here is our A value. If I just label it and I compare it to this, let me actually move this over so you can see it. If I compare it to the quadratic equation, A is what's in front of the x squared. So what's in front here is our A value. So A is 6. You don't need to write these, but B is technically a 1. There's an automatic 1 there. So sloppy. And then C is negative 12. All right, so we're going to just follow the steps here. Remember, if A is not 1, you need to, first step, multiply A times C to get this. So we're going to bring the 6 to the C and multiply it. We're going to bring down the, I'm going to do black. Bring down the x squared. Bring down the 1x. And then 6 times negative 12 is negative 72. So step 1 is done. Then you're going to factor the new expression. So now we're going to factor this. We're going to turn it into a multiplication problem. Remember, the first terms have to multiply to give me x squared. So that would be x times x. The last terms have to multiply to give me the last term, negative 72, but add to give me 1. So we're going to write out the factors of 72, and there's a lot. So there's 1 times 72, 2 times 36, 3 times 24. Just so remember, if you don't know, just divide it. If you're not sure, does 4 go into it? Take 72, divide by 4, and you'll get 18. Take 5, divide 72, and you'll get a decimal, so that doesn't work. So 5 doesn't work. Divide 72 by 6. Let's just go in order. 6 would be 6 times 12. 7 times 9. Nope, 7 doesn't go into it. I don't know what I'm doing. 7. If you divide it by 7, it doesn't go into it evenly. You'll get a decimal. It's not 7. 7 doesn't work, so 8. 8 times 9. So these are the factors that gives me 72. Which one of them? Now, there's a negative 72, so one of them has to be negative. Which one of these will add or subtract, because it's negative, to give me 1? Well, 8 and 9, right? Because 8 plus 9, it's not 1, but if we throw a negative on the 8, negative 8 plus 9 is 1. And that's what we want. So the terms that go here and here is going to be negative 8 and positive 9. So step 2 is done. We factored the expression. Remember, this does not equal this. So since we multiplied by A in the beginning, we need to now go and divide these terms by A. So now we're going to divide the second term, which is these in blue, by the A value. So our A value, we labeled it as 6. Remember, it's the guy in front. So we're going to divide by 6, divide by 6. And then you simplify. So this becomes x minus, what do these have in common? Now, if you don't know how to simplify, it's like factoring out a GCF. What are the GCF of 8 and 6? What do they have in common? They have a 2 in common. So if you take the top and divide by the GCF, which is 2, you'll get 4. And then you divide the bottom by 2, because whatever you do top, you got to do the bottom, and you'll get 3. So this fraction, you divide everything by 2, gives you 4 over 3. And then this, we simplify the fraction here, is x. 9 and 6 doesn't go in evenly, but they do have a GCF, or I guess you could say you're simplifying it. What goes into both 9 and 6? 3. So if you divide by 3, divide by 3, 9 divided by 3 is 3 on top. 6 divided by 3 is 2. So this fraction reduces to 3 over 2. It's still a fraction, so we're still, now that we simplify the fraction, we're still going to drag it. Since it's simplified, now we're going to drag this 3 over. So it'll become 3x minus 4. And we're going to drag the 2 over, 2x plus 3. And this is my final answer. Yep, so let's go to the next one. Computer's going slow. If you did want to check your answer, you would distribute out. And we're gonna make this our last one. Let's move this over so we can see. It's a quadratic expression. Our A value is what's in front of the x squared. So our a value here is 2. And since it's greater than 1, we're going to follow these steps. So the first step is to multiply the a times c. So we're going to multiply that to get the new expression with just x squared in front. So we're going to get x squared minus 5x. And we're multiplying 2 times negative 7 is negative 14. Step 1 is done. Then you're going to factor the new expression. So this factors, remember the first 2 terms have to multiply to give me x squared. So that's x times x gives me x squared. The last 2 terms have to multiply to give me negative 14 and add to give me negative 5. So what factors give me 14? 1 times 14, 2 times 7. That's it. But there needs to be a negative on one of them. So which one's going to be negatives to where when we add them, we get negative 5? Well, this doesn't add to give me 5, and it doesn't subtract to give me 5, so we're not going to use this. So it's going to be these two. And is it going to be negative 2 plus 7 or 2 plus negative 7? We got to be careful where we put that negative. Negative 2 plus 7 is 5. We don't want 5. We want negative 5. And 2 plus negative 7 is negative 5. So these are the ones we're going to use. 2 plus negative 7 is negative 5. And 2 times negative 7 is negative 14, which is what we want here. So the 2 terms is going to be positive 2 and negative 7. So we just factored the new expression. Now, since we multiplied a in at first because of that a value, we need to now go divide by the a. And that's what the third step is. Divide the second term of the binomials. These are both binomials. Divide the second term by the a value, which is 2. And then you simplify. This can be simplified. So it's going to be x plus 2 divided by 2 turns into just 1. And this can't be simplified. 7 and 2, 2 doesn't go to 7. There's no GCF. So we're going to drag that 2 up. So it'll be 2x minus 7. And that's my answer. Now remember, how do you check to see if you're right? We distribute out. So x times 2x is 2x squared. X times negative 7 is negative 4. I don't know what I'm doing. X times, do I have my eraser on? And it's loading. X times negative 7 is, negative 7x. Sorry, it's all disappeared. 1 times 2x is 2x, and 1 times negative 7 is negative 7. You combine the middle terms because I forgot my squared here. X times x squared, x squared. This adds to be negative 5x, and you bring down the minus 7. And this does match the original problem. And that's it.